So I'm Tiia Kuokka. I'm from the Helsinki Business Hub, and basically here talking about the greater Helsinki region and why we think that this is one of the best places, if not the best place, to live and work in the world. And here is my colleague, Nisha. And after this presentation, we're very eager to discuss and have your questions and so on. So let's go forward. The greater Helsinki area is the capital region of Finland. It's home to around 1.5 million people. It's well connected to the world and also well connected to the rest of the Finnish cities. It's also a big European tech hub and also a home to many startups and growth companies, as you've already heard and seen. Quite a few of them are also here today. Here I've listed some kind of pointers that I want to highlight why Helsinki is such a nice place to live and work. And first of them, I would say that Helsinki is exciting. So it's a city that's growing. It's a city that's changing. It's a very creative place where basically inhabitants, companies, and everyone visiting Helsinki area are kind of like creating the city together. So there are a lot of stuff going on, and even more, I feel like over the years, there are more and more things happening within the region. Then the next pointer, everyday living is smooth, and this is something that has already kind of been addressed with quite a few people here, that doing business or living your life in Helsinki is fairly simple. It's a society where people trust each other, people trust the authorities. So all of this kind of like everyday stuff related to working or living is fairly smooth, and it's kind of easy to be and live in Helsinki. Then third pointer, this was already mentioned many times, is the work-life balance. And I personally definitely 100% agree with this, that there is 9 to 5 actually means 9 to 5. You're allowed and encouraged to have your own kind of personal time with your family. You can spend it as you wish. And also Helsinki area is a place where you have a good opportunity to kind of do other things than work. You can study, you can go to the nature, and here comes my next point, everything is near. So basically the city is compact, and I think something like 30% of the city is forest. So even, not sure about the percentage, but it sounds right to me. So basically the nature is kind of like present even in the city. So Helsinki is a great combination of kind of the city life and all the aspects of city life, but also this kind of opportunity to easily get in touch with nature. So go to the forest, go to the sea, and kind of enjoy the best of both worlds in a way. Also, it was mentioned that the commuting in the city is easy, it's effective, it's simple. So basically from one point to another, or within the area, even the greater Helsinki area, you don't have to spend hours and hours to get from one point to the other, which is something that it's nice when you're living in a city. 5, you can speak English. So not only something like 80% of the people in Finland speak English fluently. I feel like especially in Helsinki area, people are also very like willing and even eager to speak English. So most of the services, kind of like official services, you can get them in English. And then also this working life aspect that many of the companies here highlighted is that especially in the gaming industry, English is for many companies the natural kind of way of working. And also a lot of leisure activities. So you have activities to do after work too, also in English, which makes it easier for you to navigate in the city and get to know people in the city. And then lastly, education opportunities. And I would highlight here maybe 2 different kind of aspects. So there's the kind of schools and universities. So a lot of great universities and great applied sciences schools, and education available for almost anyone in the greater Helsinki area. But then also this kind of like continuous learning and this idea of also learning on the job. So a lot of the companies are also willing to kind of support their employees' kind of needs and kind of the continuous learning. So also learning on the job is something that we value and think that it's also beneficial not only for the company but also for the employees. This is probably something that you were discussing previously, I assume. So here are the kind of options, basically on the permits, work permits and residence permits. So just highlighting here the kind of specialist permits. It's basically a speed-up process for specialist jobs. And then also just briefly mentioning the startup entrepreneurs permit process.
And I think somebody already asked me a question about the startup permit. They're not here, but probably in case somebody wants to know, we can discuss that as well.
Yeah. And I just want to end this presentation and welcome you all to HEL. Basically, we use the Helsinki. I don't know if you ever flew into Helsinki, but the code for the flights is HEL. So welcome to Helsinki. Thank you. That would be it. Questions now.
What about criminal situation?
Sorry?
Criminal situation.
I mean,
I
Is it
come
safe
from
to
India.
work like 1 o'clock?
It's very safe. It's like, I think I have never been to any other place which is as safe as when I'm in Helsinki. So I think it's very
So
safe.
it's safe for family, yeah?
yes. So basically, kids, I have American friends, and they visited me in Finland. And they were like, we were taking the tram somewhere, and they were like, there are kids in the tram without their parents.
Yeah,
And I was like, yes, they're going to school, like a normal thing. And she was like, what is this place? How is this possible? Yes,
I mean,
so
you know, somebody like 6, 7 years old kid going alone in the bus, and that was probably the 2nd or 3rd month when I was in Finland, and I was like, how can they leave a child like that in the bus alone? And I was like, you know, dreading in my heart, and then after that I saw that a lot of children, they were traveling alone to the school, and it was very safe, very normal.
yes,
So
I definitely agree. I think it's a very safe place to be. And like I mentioned, there's this great level of trust among like others. So basically this idea that others will take care of my kid or whoever, other people around. So I would say that it's definitely a safe place for you and your kids.
Do you like see policemen like walking through the streets?
They have a presence, yes, but I would also say that the police presence is a little bit different in Finland. So often even you see them maybe exchanging words or discussing with people. They are also very approachable, very easy to kind of like get help and turn into the kind of officials when you need your help. So, yes.
Do you know the reason why people speak English in Finland?
What's the reason?
Almost everybody speaks English.
I think part of it, my personal feeling is part of it is the education. So we start very early learning languages. And we also kind of have this, there's also another official language in Finland, which is Swedish. So there's this kind of like natural tendency to start learning languages and operate in multiple languages. And also, I think personally, growing up in that environment, a lot of the TV shows and stuff are not dubbed. They're in English, so you kind of get like exposed to the English language when you're watching TV or movies and such.
A lot of English content.
Yes, a lot of English content, and yes, and also a lot of kind of, I think nowadays the kids start right away when they start school, they start doing some kind of English classes or lectures, so.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah.